Every marriage has 3 rings. The engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the bicker ring. We're here to settle the fights that don't matter and have no winner. It's the 3 Rings Podcast with another new argument.
Welcome again to another episode of the 3 Rings Podcast. My name is Phil.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are...
married.
Yes.
I said it much more definitively this week.
Yeah, last week you kind of had a question at the end of it.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I felt a little rough that entire episode.
It was not a good episode for you.
It was not great for me. I did not love last week.
Are you feeling better this week?
I feel a lot better this week because this week isn't more so like us like arguing about
kind of goofy.
It's goofy. Like we're probably going to argue about like about some of the stuff. This entire week is going to be a would you rather kind of series. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of things that we disagree on, but not to the point that we were disagreeing last week. Last week was
maybe
not fun.
I don't know. Let's table topics that relate to future children until we actually have said future children.
But also at the same time, like we should probably have those conversations.
Yeah, I guess maybe we can have Sarah Jordan and her husband come on and they can coach us through these things since they have kids.
Yeah, and they're kind of at that age where like sports would be like kind of a
I
big
mean, I
thing,
guess
or...
if things weren't the way that they are, yes.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. But yeah, we should have that conversation with them.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea. But yeah, so if you want to go and check out the train wreck disaster of an episode last week, if you missed it, make sure to go and do that. And go and listen to all the past episodes that we've had. Because
are you changing? I guess this is a good question. Are you changing your Taylor Swift answer? Or is
no.
I Did Something Bad still your favorite?
It's still my favorite.
Okay. It's good to know.
Checking. I mean, the new album is good for what it is.
It's much more my style than yours.
100% much more your style. There are a couple of songs that I'm fine with, but to me it's far too slow. But I can appreciate the album for what it is.
It's really well written.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very well written, and musically it's very well done. Lyrically it's very well done.
It's just not your bag.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things that are like that.
I'm changing my answer. My answer is now Exile.
Of course it is.
It's
of course it's going to be. I mix Taylor Swift and Bon Iver. And, okay.
It's my jam.
Yeah, 100%. But
how are you doing this week?
I feel better this week.
Yeah.
I had 7 whole days to recover from last week's fucking stomping. So yeah, I feel better. It's
nice that we've got this like little palate cleanser of an episode to kind of like further distance ourselves from that. So
yeah.
How is this going to work? Are you going to answer? Are you going to ask the question and then I'm going to answer and then you're going to answer? What are we doing here?
So I'll ask.
You wrote these, or you found them somewhere.
Some of them I wrote, some of them I found.
Okay.
But the way that it'll go is I will ask you, would you rather blank or blank?
Do you have answers in mind already because you already looked at these?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay. So if I need time to think, then that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So some of them are going to be a little more thought-provoking than others. Okay. And some of them we'll get into some detail.
Am I supposed to just share my answer or am I supposed to share why, too?
You can share why if you want to. Okay. You don't necessarily need to.
I'm stealing myself because I know some of these are going to be bad. Or not bad, just like not good.
Well, yeah, some of them are going to be bad. Some of them... I wrote some of these with the intention that I know that they're going to be bad.
Okay.
So,
no.
But that's half the fun.
I don't like this.
We'll start out simple.
Okay.
So, would you rather be covered in feathers or be covered in scales?
My question is, if I'm covered in scales, do I have to be cold-blooded or can I still be warm-blooded? Does the other structures of my body change?
No.
Like if I have feathers, am I hollow boned?
No.
Okay, so it's just we're merely covering skin with something.
Yes, you're
Scales.
either. Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Nobody's intimidated by stuff covered in feathers. I'd be a joke. Nobody would take me seriously.
But nobody would not want to come near you if you were covered in scales. Think about things that are covered in scales.
At least they respect me.
Least favorite is Spider-Man. I would pick feathers.
You would pick feathers?
I would love to, like, I'd be walking around looking like fucking Big Bird. Like,
I don't know. Big Bird's a little creepy.
Nobody has ever described Big Bird as creepy.
I don't know if I want to deal with a real life Big Bird. Like,
and plus, like, you got feathers that would keep you warm.
I feel like scales too would be easier to fit clothing over because they're like closer to the skin.
Yeah, but I mean, that'd just be a little
they're
poofy.
like pretty. They're like iridescent and like pretty. Like we're talking like fish scales, right?
I put scales.
Okay,
you can decide what kind of scales they are.
Fish scales would be kind of pretty.
Okay, interesting. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Would you rather be able to fly or be invisible?
If I choose invisible, do I have to be invisible all of the time, or can I turn it on and off?
I think you can turn it on and off. Same as,
flying.
if you were flying, like, you have the ability to just take off and fly. You're not just constantly in the air.
I mean, as a socially awkward person, being able to be invisible sometimes would be very nice, but I would also love to be able to fly, because then I could go to, like, Pennsylvania and see our friends Ashley and Jason, or I could go home and see our parents, or I could get really buff and I could carry people. So
here's my thing when I thought about this. How fast can I fly?
Oh yeah, that's true.
And like,
how far off the ground can you get, that kind of thing? Because if you can just like hover, it's not really helpful.
No, but if also I can only fly like 5 miles an hour, like, that's not really doing a whole lot for me.
I wonder how exhausting flying would be, too.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not something I thought of. I definitely would pick flying. Like, because, I mean, I think that in the sense of what's being debated here, I think that I can fly fast enough where, it's like, if I wanted to fly to the office from home, it's going to take me significantly less time than getting in the car and driving to the office. And everything. Like, if I can cut down like significantly on things like that, or if like like a standard drive from here back to Michigan to see our family is about 6 hours. Mm-hmm. If I could do that in 2 hours, flying, then I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
But if it's going to take me 5 hours,
because I think that people would treat you a lot weirder if they knew you could become invisible than if they knew you could fly.
It's
like, people would be always
shady.
like creeped out by you if you could become invisible.
And especially if you
left the room, people would freak out. Like, they would be like, "Where are they? Like, here right now? Are they spying on me?" But it's like you just like went to the bathroom and you walk back in, and everybody's like, "Oh."
Like, if you could fly, like, you would definitely do some less like shady shit than if you could be invisible. Like, if you were invisible, think of like all the like terrible things that you would do.
I wouldn't do terrible things. I would just leave parties without saying goodbye to people.
I mean, you can pretty much do that without being invisible.
Yeah, but people like notice more.
I don't know. I think being able to fly would be way better.
I'm gonna go with fly too, but
okay. Yeah, I think everybody would be in agreement on there.
I don't think so.
All right, we'll find out, I guess. Would you rather have one real get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door?
A key that opens any door, because I don't plan on going to jail at any point.
It's fair. That's kind of my thought too. Like, I'd rather have a key that just unlocks everything.
Yeah, right. So, I don't know what I'd use it for. What would you use it for?
I mean, if you get locked out of anywhere, or if you forget.
It would be nice to like just have one key on your keychain.
Yeah. That would also like be really good. But also, you got to think about it this way. It is to open any door. So it's not like you can use that key to start your car, or
no, you could just get into
like
the car.
open like, a lockbox or anything like that. Like, you can only open doors. So
still, I don't plan on going to jail, so I think it'd just be useless.
Would you rather have all traffic lights that you approach be green, or never have to stand in line again? So you always hit green lights when you're driving, or you never have to stand in line.
Green lights, I think. What about you? Yeah.
I hate standing in line.
When are we standing in lines?
For anything. You could be standing in line at the grocery store waiting to check out. You could be standing in line to get in.
Much, yeah.
drives me crazy. I hate just having to stand somewhere.
I would have thought that you would have chosen the green lights just because you don't like to drive.
I like driving. I don't like other people driving.
Yeah, that's...
But I can tolerate red lights. Like, I'm fine with red lights.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of nice because you, like, get to, like, listen to music and stuff and just, like, I don't know.
Yeah. But standing
no,
in line...
I'd still choose.
But also, like, think about the times where it's like... Or how about this? So, you know, especially right now with the way that the world is, like, you know, if you wanted to go out to eat and everything's limited capacity, everything like that, you walk up, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, it's a 50-minute wait. You don't gotta wait.
But still, if you're like on the road and you're like running late somewhere,
why would you be running late?
Like, oh my god, it always seems like you hit every red light like when that's happening. So if you only ever hit green lights, you could leave like a little bit later and still be fine.
So you save yourself 2 minutes a day, and then you
adds up.
And then you use up 50 minutes waiting in line to sit down somewhere to eat. That's what I'm saying. We will also be posting all of these questions on Instagram so people can kind of chime in, and we'll see who kind of comes out victorious in some of these. But so far we've been kind of on the same page with a lot of these.
Yeah.
So now things are going to get a little more interesting. Would you rather travel in time to the past or travel in time to the future?
If I travel in time to the past...
Mm-hmm.
Does it like screw up the timeline for the future? Like would it screw things
depends
up
on what
now?
you do. Depends on what you do. I mean, if you travel in time to the past and like murdered me, then yeah, it would influence the future.
You?
I'm just using it as an example, but like like the butterfly effect is kind of there. I mean, not to the point where like if you step on a fucking butterfly, it changes the entire world. But like if you do something drastic,
have you seen the butterfly effect? Like I don't think that's what that was. I don't think it was step on a butterfly.
But it's called the butterfly effect because of that mentality.
No, it's because the butterfly wings, like the ripple from the butterfly's wings, can like cause like tsunamis. Is what it was. Not if you step on a butterfly.
It's the same concept.
Not really, but
it kind of is. It's that something small and insignificant can make a big impact. That's the whole goddamn point. All right.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to see the future. It freaks me out.
I would 100% travel to the past.
Yeah. Where would you go?
I would immediately go to the bank.
And do what?
I would open like a savings account way in the past. And just let it sit there and build interest all the way up until...
And you don't think that would affect the future in some way other than you just being rich?
Would I give a fuck if I'm that rich?
I would hope.
I would not care. Or I would make it something like, you know, like include like a note that says like you can't do anything with this until the year 2020.
What if doing that caused you and I not to meet? Like, what if you became so rich that when you were 18, you didn't have to work, so you didn't work, and then we never met?
That's why I just said, that's why I would include a note that says, like, you can't know about this, or, like, you know, your great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren can't know about this until the year blah, blah, blah. And then...
I don't know.
All of a sudden, in 2050...
I think I would go to the future just because then at least I could, like...
Or I would just, or how about this? I'd go into the past, but I would do it at a point where I'm standing at a gas station, and it's like, oh, there's like a $400 million Powerball that's up. Like, I would write down the numbers now, and then be like, cool, I'm going to go into the past, I'm going to buy that ticket. So it's literally going in the past like a day.
I think it would, I don't know. I think I'd go into the future because I'd be too scared that I would...
Fuck up the rest.
Yeah, I'd be too worried about screwing up the rest of my life.
But then you go into the future and you see what it's like.
So maybe I could come back and help.
Maybe
I went into the future and it was like there were things that could be prevented. I could help prevent it.
What if you went into the future and everything was terrible? How would you live the rest of your life?
Trying to stop it as best as I could.
Why aren't you doing that now?
Oh my god.
Walked right into that one.
I am trying to help it now as best I can.
I asked you this one last night, oddly enough. Would you rather be an average person in the present, or would you rather be a king of, or in your case, a queen of a large country 2,500 years ago?
Being a woman is never, it doesn't matter what station in life you're at in the past, this is not good news. So I'm going to say average person in the present. It's working for me so far. I'd end up beheaded or burned at the stake. You know, they would try me as like a witch back then. I'm good where I'm at.
I'd rather be a king.
Yeah, I know you would.
100%.
Because
Be a
being
king.
a dude at any point in history is like easy street. Being a woman, not so much.
Also being a king of a very large
Although,
country.
something you should keep in mind is that they died of like horrible diseases. So, best of luck with your pandemic, but in a different era.
Still a dude. Still a dude, so. All right. This one is going to get a little bit technical. So, I'll probably give you a little bit of time to think about it. But would you rather suddenly be elected a senator, or suddenly become a CEO of a major company? Now, you won't have any more knowledge about how to do either job than you do right now. So the knowledge that you have, all of a sudden somebody says you're a senator, or all of a sudden somebody says you're CEO of this very, very large company. Which would you rather be?
I don't like either of these options.
It's kind of the point.
Too much responsibility.
That's kind of the point.
I think I would rather be a senator. I oddly enough think that like I have like, I don't know. I think that I'd be better at helping people as a senator than I would be a CEO. Like, at least I'd try to do the right thing as like a senator. Like, I'd be a bad CEO because like I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm
Do you think most CEOs know what they're doing?
I mean, they have to, right? At some point, they got to where
maybe.
they are. Like,
yeah, nepotism never plays a part in that. So ever.
I think I'd rather be. I wouldn't rather be either. I think my particular skill sets would be best suited for being a senator as opposed to a CEO.
I'd rather be a CEO.
Yeah, for sure. Duh.
Said shockingly. Jesus. All right. Damn. Okay. All right. Well, here's another fun one. Mm-hmm. So, but again, thought-provoking. Would you rather live until you're 200 years old, but look like you're 200 years old the entire time?
Oh, no.
Or would you rather you look like you're 25 all the way up until you die at age 65?
I hate both of these.
I don't think you're supposed to like either one of them. That's why I'd say, would you rather?
It's supposed to be fun.
Well, some of them have to be a little bit controversial here. The next one's going to be, at least.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, we'll stick with this one first.
I don't want to live to be 200.
Neither do I.
And what's the point of, like, living if you feel so crummy all the time? Like, I can't imagine living your life in the body of a 200-year-old is, like, super fun.
I will point out that I didn't read the part that says you look like you're 200 the whole time, even though you're healthy. So you're healthy the entire time.
So I'd have the health of someone my age. I would just look 200.
You would look 200. You'd be healthy. Like, you wouldn't get colds. You wouldn't, have any of that. You wouldn't, like, be deteriorating or anything. You would just look like you're 200 the entire time as you choke on water. So maybe that is probably the better option for you. Easy now. So, yeah, you're healthy in 200, or you die at 65 but you look like you're 25 the whole time.
200 does not seem like super fun.
No. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm not into that either.
I think I'd stick with 25 and 65.
Yeah, same. Kind of where I'm going. Are you gonna be okay? Or are you gonna die at 65 here?
No.
Jesus.
I think that I would 65, knowing that I was going to die at 65 would bump up a lot of things for me, though.
It's fair.
Because I'd want to be able to, like, see grandkids and stuff.
Oh. The bump. All right.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay, what's the next one? I'm really scared.
Well, you probably should be, just because I know that this is a lot, to put it lightly.
Oh, no.
So, would you rather push a button that kills...
No, I don't want to play this one. No. I can already tell where this is going, and I don't like this. Pass. I'm not killing people.
Okay. Would you rather push a button that kills 100 random strangers or push a button that kills one random person you know?
Nope.
Kind of take the fun out of playing
No,
it.
I'm not playing dead people.
Not playing dead. Well, okay, could we change it so it's not killing people? Like, would you rather push a button that gives 100 people, I don't know, like chicken pox or something that's like non-lethal? Or
No.
What?
No. I'm not like putting
Kinda like
this kind of karma out into the world. No. No way. Nice try. I'm not falling for that one.
Fine. That's all I got for right now. I mean, I have an entire one that I was going to say for a second episode.
Let's just keep going.
I mean, we're closing in on time here,
Okay.
but
All right, so this is happening again.
I think we'll do it again.
What was your answer going to be? I shuddered to ask.
I mean, do you really want to know?
No, I don't. No, I don't. No. Yeah, we're not putting that energy out there. If you want to listen, or you can find us. I'm like shook.
Sorry.
You can find us anywhere that you listen to podcasts, but please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It makes it a lot easier for people to find us. Share us with your friends. You can let us know what you would rather do in all of these situations on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at 3 Rings Pod. That's THREE Rings Pod. And we will talk to you next week.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, 100 people.
Stop, Philip. Oh my God. Ew. I hate that.
Thanks for listening to another weekly episode of the 3 Rings Podcast. We'll be back next week with another new argument. In the meantime, follow us on all social media platforms at 3 Rings Pod. Join in the argument and tell us who's right, who's wrong, or why you have the right answer. Whatever. Just tell us stuff.